Hey guys, KiwiSylveon. Welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. In the last episode, oh boy, my heart. My heart! We found out that Fritz and Varg are the same person, but yet not. Weird. Just like Karma is two people, technically. Rumple is technically two people. Rod and Sebby are two people, but same thing. So, they're just mirrors. That's my brain exploding. They're mirrors! Anyway, apparently we're dreaming. Tell me the story again! You never tire of that story, love? Please! Well, since you asked so nicely. Once upon a time, there was a queen who had a daughter that she loved very much. But the kingdom the queen ruled was cruel and a mean place. The people were liars and thieves, and it was terribly dangerous. The queen knew that the kingdom would be safer for her beloved daughter if she didn't work to change it. So the queen worked all day and night with magic. Hush, dear. So the queen worked day and night and used her magic to take the bad people's energy from them so they couldn't cheat and steal and lie. And then the queen made sure that energy would stay with her and her beloved daughter so nothing could harm them ever again. And the queen and her daughter lived happily ever after. There are 2 days remaining until my 18th birthday. I've been living in the palace for the last few months. While it's not what I expected, it's not so dissimilar that I'm uncomfortable. I can stay in my own room and I'm served the same food as the occupants of the palace. Only now I'm not expected to share my meals with the king and his family. It was strange that nobody even asked who I am, not even the king, but that didn't matter. Well, it was important that I'm back in the palace. Only a witch like Sir Mithros could have orchestrated all this. Magic was all I needed to bring me back here. Convenient, isn't it? And who exactly are you, Sir Mithros? What's a witch like you doing in the palace? I'm your mother's faithful servant, Your Highness. But I don't recall seeing you here until after Mother passed away. I didn't work within the palace at the time, but once your mother passed, I took the job here to fulfill her wishes to protect you. I was consumed with worry when you disappeared all those months ago. I suspected immediately that you were cursed and that Lucis bearer had acted to keep you concealed from me. If only you could understand the relief I felt when I learned that Fritz had found you. How will you prove that you're not like the people at the Mark Inn? That you will not lie to me or betray me? Sir Mithros kneels in front of me and places a hand over his heart. I made a promise to my queen that I would give you my undying loyalty, princess. I would protect you with my life. Him saying that does little to convince me that I can trust him. Everything I'm doing is in service to my queen and my princess. So what is it that Mother requires me to do? Patience. I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. Sir Mithros claims that he is Mother's faithful servant. That should be enough reason for me to trust him, but I'm still on edge. What's the surprise he has in store for me? My thoughts drift back to the occupants of the Markin. They kept saying that they cared about me, yet I have not heard from them at all. Even Rod, who lives here, I barely see him. And Fritz. Since I returned to the palace, I've been seeing less and less of Fritz and more of Varg. In the beginning, I continued to ask Fritz about his memories of specific days, of times when he was Varg. Fritz never seemed to recall anything. He just smiled at me sheepishly and told me that his age was probably making his memory worse. Fritz isn't even that old. Since then, things have changed. I no longer bother asking Fritz about things he surely doesn't remember. Fritz doesn't remember anything related to Varg. Yet Varg retains all of his memories as Fritz. I know I should tell Fritz about Varg, but it's the fear that he wouldn't believe me, but also something much worse. I'm worried that whatever it is inside of Fritz will only lash out at me. That part of him that Varg came from. If I were Fritz, I wouldn't be able to believe it either. I look to my shelf of dolls, and it will shake my feelings of disquiet. The dolls are the same as always, but their glassy gaze focus on nothing and everything. It looks so empty without... No, I don't miss her. I don't miss anyone. Right? Sounds of footsteps pull me on my thoughts. Who else is wandering the halls at this time of night? I'm unable to retain my curiosity, and the emotion soon drives me from my room and out into the hallway. I gingerly follow the faded footsteps down the hallway, and there I see two familiar people. Sir Mithras and Sir Alcaster? I grow impatient. 2 days is a significant amount of time when you've already waited so long. I've been waiting years. The princess is safe, and will continue to be safe, just as you've required. Our agreement was clear, Sir Alcaster. I will not help you until after the princess turns 18. I remember the sort of aid you have requested of me. What's preventing us from killing Gennaro now? A small gasp comes from my mouth, and I'm not able to muffle it in time, despite the fact I hold my hands up to my lips to keep me from shouting. I stop breathing, even as my mind whirls. Kill the king? Why would Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithras want to do that? That sound. Don't try to distract me. What do we lose by acting now? We could lose everything if we act too harshly, hastily. I think you would do good to learn some patience from your son. Hi. Varg. Sir Alcaster. Varg, what pleasant surprise. Mithras smirks at Varg as moves to stand just off to the side of the two men, his expression solemn. I trust that you have tamed Fritz. What are you talking about? You have not noticed. Even when your own son is being overwhelmed, Varg is gaining control, slowly but surely. He no longer has to wait for Fritz's conscience to send it into sleep. In a few weeks, perhaps even days, Varg may be able to help us during the day. And that's why I only have seen Varg at night. If he can act during the day as well, what will happen to Fritz? I hope you're not trying to avoid your mission and staying here. How curious. Perhaps Fritz is stronger than you think. That weakling. Don't make me laugh. I just find this extremely boring. Varg shrugs before walking away. How interesting. I don't approve of this method. What would you have me do to improve him? He completes every task you give him. He's softened. Well, let us see if he completes this task. Then we'll know for certain where his loyalties lie. As Sir Mithros and Nowellcaster begin to walk away, I exhale. I feel a slight shudder when Sir Mithros stops and gazes behind him, his eyes wandering to my hiding place at the end of the hall. Heart thuds loudly in my ears as I wait for him to leave. The wind has a bitter chill to it tonight, like ice. Mithros turns on his heel with a slight twitch of his lips before he disappears. I make my way back to my room in a daze. My whole body feels weak, and when I eventually get to my bed, I crash down on it, feeling numb. They mean to kill the king, but why? Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithros are two of his most trusted advisors. What could the king have done to make them desire his death? And why does Sir Mithros want to wait until I'm 18? What happens then? Does this have anything to do with that gift he was talking about? Does Sir Mithros plan on using me for something? I clench my hand into fists and inhale sharply. I think of the other things that came up in conversation. They said that Varg might be able to act during the day soon. Does that mean Fritz won't disappear? My breath catches in my throat at the thought. Princess, there's no need to look at me like that. It's my job to know you, Princess. And right now I know something's not right. It's your job to protect me. Knowing me is a very different thing. Princess, please, Perhaps you should worry more about yourself. My job as a knight is to protect my charge. To put their life before mine. If I can't protect you, how can I help myself a knight? Fritz reaches out as if to touch me, but I shrink away. Don't touch me! Sorry, Princess. Just please know I'm always here if you need to talk. Fritz disappears. What will happen? I almost jump when I hear someone shouting outside my door. Quickly, Emmelange! Rod? I quickly stand up and move toward my door, pulling it open to catch a glimpse of the outside. I end up opening the door into Rod's face. He comes to an abrupt stop and glares at the door that blocks his straight path. His hand is outstretched as if he meant to reach for my door. Rod? Emmelange? So late. What are they doing out of their rooms? Rod's fingers tighten over Emmelange's hand. They both look exhausted, and Emmelange is on the verge of tears. Oh boy, cry baby. What's happening? Rod seems to consider something, but before he finally comes to a silent conclusion, his eyes glare right into mine. Get out of the way. Rod's voice is colder than usual, even for him. Emmelange's eyes widen as she stares at him in shock. Rod, but I thought... This isn't the time! Ah, so here's where the rabbits escaped. Varg? Varg is slowly making his way to us, his posture relaxed, his expression indifferent. He doesn't even look winded. Well, this is a complication. Is this the mission Sir Alcaster was referring to? Rod tugs at Emmeline's wrists to prompt her into motion, but two of them are too slow. In with swift movement, Varg has circled them and tripped Emmeline, toppling her to the floor. Varg jumps forward to grab her, but before he can so much as touch her, I jump into action, pushing Varg from the side. I move to stand between Emmeline and Varg. I can hear Rod helping his sister up, but my eyes are trained on Varg. What are you going to do with them? Why do you care? Fuck. Why do I care? Because I know this isn't something Fritz would do. Varg hesitates, giving Rod time to act. Rod throws a vial that breaks upon impact with the floor. Highlights! It releases a cloud of smoke that envelops everything around it. I feel someone's fingers at my wrist. Then I'm being dragged away. Thanks. Bye. Hey, Emmeline, let go of the wrist. When my vision clears, I see Emmeline standing before me, holding my wrist tightly. Come on! Whoa. Come on! What was that? It's something Lady Parfait made for our escape. Our escape? Did you really think the marking gave up on you? We must move. We run toward the palace tunnels, a place I haven't visited in many years. I thought they barricaded this. Not quite. Do you think we lost him? No, not yet. Emmeline turns to me, her eyebrows drawn over her eyes and look of sympathy. I'm so sorry you got caught up in this. I know that we were all meant to escape together according to Rod, but we're not expecting it to be like this. Suddenly she's on Southern Belle. It was difficult to get a hold of you with Varg hanging around. But thank you for what you did back there. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't helped us. I'm suddenly uncomfortable speaking to her, so I turn to face Rod instead. Yes, talk to the dumb one. Or the cold one of the two. Thank you. What does Varg want with you? My best guess is that he wants us dead. I knew it. That can't be. How else would you explain the way he came after us, Em? But why would he want you dead? Rod's bright eyes seem fiercer in the darkness of the tunnels. I think it must be what his master wants. After all, dogs only respond to orders. I'm offended, Prince. You. I whirl around, dread rising in my chest as I turn to look at Varg, who's slowly catching up to us. This was meant to be quick. Varg looks at me, his eyes glittering with amusement. But as always, you complicate things, Princess. I can't hide how much I'm trembling, but I still hold my arm out to protect the siblings. Go. Not without you. Go now, bitch. Come on. I turn back to Varg as the two flee. My body tenses as I wait for Varg to move. I will stop him, or at least buy them some more time. But Varg remains still as a statue. He remains rooted to the spot. I have no idea how long we stand there, frozen in place. You never cease to amaze me. So what's going to happen now? Were you going to kill them? He's not answering. Does that mean I'm right? Is this what Sir Alcaster ordered you to do? Why else would I be here if not for an order? Why would he want you to kill Rod and Emmeline? And why does he want to kill the king? You overheard quite a bit, huh? Probably a little more than you should have. The tension in the air becomes palpable and it becomes harder to breathe. Varg's fingers tighten on his cane. He wouldn't hurt me, would he? Varg moves, and for a few moments I'm frozen with terror. Then a word I'd forgotten long ago suddenly comes from my lips, unbidden. A word that Fritz once told me before. Adiuva, or Adiuva? Adiuva. This time it's Varg that freezes. He raises his cane but never comes down. His eyes are wide even though he hasn't moved. Suddenly he looks as if he's restraining himself. I can see the struggle on his contorted expression, and then I realize that he's fighting to stay in control. It worked? I remain still for another moment, my mind racing. Varg drops to his knees and I see shadows forming beneath him. Tendrils of darkness snare their way up his body, beginning to engulf him. This is what happened last time and he changed back into Fritz. There is still awareness in Varg's eyes, however. His gaze is cold and accusatory. It remains that way even as the shadows creep their way up his face. I find my feet again and rush past Varg into the depths of the palace. I run, too frightened of what I might find if I look back. Are you alright? If you're truly worried for my safety, then you should have told the king how unsafe it is for me to leave the palace. Isn't that a knight's job, Sir Fitzgerald? Do you have so little faith in me? What? Don't you trust me to keep you safe, Princess? 3 years ago, when I swore that I would give my life for yours, I meant it. I still do. I would never let anything harm you. Ever. Perhaps I need to make another promise to you, Princess, so that I may ease your worries. Remember this carefully, okay? Adiuva. 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 What does that mean? It's from an old language that no one speaks anymore. It's what people use to say when they're calling for help. Something to call when I need help. If for any reason I'm not there and you need me, just say that word. Scream it at the top of your lungs if you need to. I promise I'll come running. A knight would never break a promise to his lady. Trust in me. I have to go. I've been awake for hours, unable to sleep. I stand at my window, waiting for something, anything to happen, but all still beyond the glass window pane. I have no idea what I ought to do. What's going to happen now? Should I tell someone? I return to the palace because my room still feels like the safest place, but why? Am I here because I feel the need to tell the king what happened? Because I hope that Fritz will return? I don't even know if the king's still here. I haven't seen him at all. My hand instinctively reaches out for my necklace and I realize that there's an additional piece. Hello. I look down at the small gasket at my lips when I notice a new piece of the glass slipper. A new piece of the slipper. But how? What was my good deed? I remember the night I helped Rod and Emily escape from Varg. That was a good deed? Princess? Fritz? I've been looking for Prince Rod and Princess Emily. Have you seen them? My eyes are beginning to sting. I'm startled when I realize that there are tears burning my eyes. What's wrong? Varg is gaining control, slowly but surely. He no longer has to wait for Fritz's consciousness to descend into sleep. In a few weeks, perhaps even days, Varg might be able to help us during the day. Can I even trust Fritz now? Fritz looked at me with worry clear on his face. He draws closer to me, his hands reaching out for me. I pull back immediately, my breath caught in my throat. Princess? For a few moments, I just saw Varg. What's going on? Will they believe me if I'm straightforward? Something's been wrong ever since we returned to the palace. Princess, please, Fritz clenches his hand into fist. His face twists with obvious pain. Please, let me help you. I doubt you can. I guess my chest begins to ache and my heart feels heavy. You'd never believe me. There's a certainty in Fritz's eyes that was not there before. He looks at me with a fierce determination. Try me. I sigh and rub a hand over my eyes. You're cursed. His silence is all the response I need. I knew this would happen. I knew he still wouldn't believe me. Princess, we've talked about this before, but what exactly are you seeing that makes you so firmly believe that? I eye him warily. Will he really listen to me? You're cursed with an alternate personality. A cruel one. I've known him for months now. Varg, well, you, Fritz, was going to kill Rod and Emalange last night. He reaches out to rest his hand atop mine on the windowsill. His determination has dwindled into uncertainty. You don't believe me. I believe it, Princess. I can see it in your eyes, Fritz. You doubt me. I don't doubt you, Princess. I'm just confused. How could I not know of the existence of an alternate personality? Or about a curse inflicted on me? I pull my hand away from him across to the other side of my room so that my bed acts as a barrier between us. But Varg knows you. How is it possible that Varg is so aware of you when you don't even know he exists? I began to pace, my emotions swirling. And how am I to trust you when you won't even trust me? I knew you weren't going to believe me. How could I have been so stupid to think that you would? Princess. He begins to move toward me, but I stop him in his track with a single glare. Don't. Silence descends upon my room. When I finally look at Fritz again, the man I see is a stranger. To be honest, the Fritz I once knew, and standing in his place is nothing but a shadow. I thought he'd be different. He showed me so much kindness and pretended to care, and yet Mother was right. Mother was always right. I feel a dull ache in my chest as I turn my heels to look away from Fritz. This is what happens when you trust in someone. This is what happens when you begin to believe in others. Oh. Oh my God. Every time something like this is happening, I cry. I gasped when I feel strong arms wrap around me from behind. I can feel Fritz's warm breath on the back of my neck. It sends shivers tumbling down my spine. Let me go, Fritz. No. I order you to let me go. But Fritz only tightens his grip. While the warm embrace is suffocating, it's also oddly comforting. Sorry, Princess. I can't be ordered to leave you like this. I swore an oath to you and made a promise to myself that I would always stand by your side. No matter how much you push me away, I will always be here for you. From the day I was assigned to you, I saw how much you suffered. That's why I will protect you with everything that I am. I bit my lip as I struggled to keep myself from crying. How can I trust Fritz's word when Varg has done nothing but cause suffering to everyone around me? But it seems like I have also been the one to cause you so much pain. He loosens his arm until I'm no longer within his embrace. Suddenly feel cold and empty, but I don't move towards Fritz again. His voice is very soft when he speaks again. I'm sorry. I don't look up when he leaves. You can't rely on anyone but yourself. You can't trust anyone but yourself. How could I have forgotten that? Ooh. Pretty. If I'd been able to have my way, I wouldn't have left my room at all. After everything that has happened, I don't think I want to know what Sir Mithras' request is. I'm also worried about the so-called wonderful gift he wants to show me. Perhaps he meant to kill me along with the king. Surely I should be more alarmed at this epiphany. But for some reason, I only feel numb. Oh. Hi, Varg. Nice to see you again. How's your day? Or night, or whatever time it is. I don't acknowledge Varg when he enters the room. Princess? I'd ask what you're thinking about, but it's written all over your face. That, and I happen to have memories of it too. Oh shit. Well, fuck you. Poor princess. Your nice shiny armor turned out to be less of a hero than you thought. Stop it. Hurts, doesn't it? Well, I did tell you. I wonder why you're so surprised. Varg, you... I think you are annoying our princess, Varg. Sir Mithras' presence, for once, is actually a relief. Oh god, you know it's bad when Mithras is a relief. He bows to me, but I am no longer believed with the smile on his face. Princess, you have my most sincere thanks for agreeing to meet me at such a late notice. What is it you want to show me, Sir Mithras? Actually, answer me this first, as it's been troubling me for some time. Why do you want to kill the king? I see we have much to talk about. Let's walk and talk, if you don't mind. Sir Mithras looks at Varg. Do not disturb us, Varg. Varg disappears back into whatever shadow he emerged from as Sir Mithras and I make our way back into the hall. It seems my suspicions were correct. You did overhear Holocaustor and I the other night, didn't you? No, maybe? Yes. Princess, I must assure you that I have nothing but your best wishes at heart. It's not that I wish to remove your father from power. That's Sir Alcaster's desire. Is that what Sharon spoke of all those months ago? Did she discover Sir Alcaster's motive only to be discharged from the order as a result? Why did you agree to help him? I required Sir Alcaster's assistance for certain things. It was a mutually beneficial decision for both of us to work together. But don't worry. I never had any intention of going through with your father's murder. Is that why you were delaying him until after my birthday? Sir Mithras smiles is almost genuine. My princess is wise, just like her mother. I realize that Sir Mithras has led me into the secret tunnels. Fuck. Where are you taking me now? My princess is also impatient, just like her mother. The impudence of this man! Did I throw a brick at him? You say Varg answered to you, but he also carries out Sir Alcaster's orders. It was Sir Alcaster's desire to take over Angielle as cleanly as he could. He sought to accomplish that by killing all those with a claim to the throne. So Rod and Emmelange. But I was never going to let him kill you. In exchange for assuring your safety, Sir Alcaster required, amongst other things, a servant. So I provided him with one. Sir Alcaster needed someone that could remain close to him, hidden in plain sight, so to speak. He also required that they have the skills of a trained knight. Sir Fitzgerald was capable of guarding you, my princess, but he was not capable of carrying out Sir Alcaster's other orders. But why go to such lengths to curse Fritz? Princess. Sir Mithras focuses his intense gaze on me. Something dangerous and bright tremors in his eyes. I shrink back. Any threat to your life had to be removed. Besides, I am under the impression that your loyal knight would be happy to sacrifice part of himself in order to become the perfect guardian. What do you gain from doing all this? I require something from you. Something only you can provide. It's something that I had to wait for, as you need to be 18 in order to give it to me. That can be taken in more than one way, Mithras. I have been preparing this gift for you for a long time, my princess. It's the gift of resurrection. I will bring back the queen. What? Will you help me? Mother is dead. Only in name. Mother has been dead for years. If she'd been alive, I would have known. Your mother sustained great injuries during the Great War. She needed time to heal. Then, where has she been? And why would she pretend to be dead? Why would she leave me alone? Your mother is sleeping, and you are the only one that can wake her. Why me? My princess, you are heir to more than just the kingdom of Angielle. Queen Hilda was the bearer of the Chrysalium Tenebrarum, one of the 2 Chrysalium of Angielle. What? As her daughter, you are the next bearer. You are destined to become a great witch, just like your mother. My mother... What? A witch? Impossible! It's the truth. You were so young then, my princess, and the world was so cruel to you. Why don't I remember any of this? The queen sought to protect you and shrouded your memories of the pain you suffered at the hands of the humans. Is this why the people of Angielle despise me and fear me? But once you turn 18, you will inherit the full abilities of the Tanabarum bearer. With that power, we can revive your mother. Is this not what you've been dreaming of since you lost her? I dare not even dream this was possible. For so many years, all I wanted was for Mother to return to me. Now, no, I can't falter. Mother was the only person I could trust. She's still the only person who loves me. I've made my decision. Tell me what I must do. Sir Mithros smiles and steps aside. Behind him is a large rusty door. Come with me. She's so pretty! Nani? Mother! She's still as beautiful as the day she became one with the Tanabarum. Mithros reverently strokes his hand across the Tanabarum, as if caressing Mother's face. These last 4 years I have come to visit her as much as I possibly can. But I can't wait to see her beauty grace the halls of the palace once more. Mithros turns to me. Place your hands on the Tanabarum. Wait, before I do this, Sir Mithros, you said you had no desire to kill the king. Yes. Swear to me that you will not allow Sir Alcaster's plans to succeed. Swear that you will protect the lives of the royal family. I don't wholeheartedly understand why I am asking this of Sir Mithros, yet a part of me feels compelled to do so. I may not see them as much of a family, but they have done nothing to deserve death. My princess, swear it. Very well. I swear I shall not allow Sir Alcaster to kill anyone of the royal family. The clock tower chimes. The bell echoes in the chamber, the sound dull and eerie. Sir Mithros' eyes flash as he gestures his hand wildly. Now, princess, now! The air in the room becomes cold, so cold I can feel my body becoming like ice. Something's wrong. This doesn't feel right. I try to move away, but my attempts are thwarted by some kind of magical force. The Tanabarum is pulling me toward it. Sir Mithros! It's too late to turn back now, princess. No! The pull is strong. I'm drawn into it like a magnet. The invisible force renders me a puppet. It takes hold of my body and forces me to raise my hands to the KiwiSylveon. I press my palms against the face of the Tanabarum, my hands framing my mother's face. Her expression is gentle in her natural sleep. The Tanabarum is freezing beneath my fingertips at first, but it suddenly begins to warm as the clock continues counting down to 12. The warmer the Tanabarum grows, the colder my body feels. It feels like it's sapping all of my energy. But the Tanabarum is feeding off of me. The pain starts slowly, creeps up and out of until it's flooding my entire body. I attempt to twist my body away from the Tanabarum surface, but my hands are stuck. I turn to Sir Mithros for help, but there's nothing but a crazed glee in his smile. Yes! Yes! His eyes are focused on the crystallized form of my mother. I become dimly aware of the tears that are beginning to fall from my eyes. I can't go on like this. My vision starts to blur until I feel myself falling into endless darkness. Mother? Yes, my sweet? What are you doing? I'm planning, dearest one. Mother has to be ready for when she takes over Angielle. But doesn't Father rule Angielle? Oh, sweet. Father will soon be too tired to rule. Mother will rule for him. And when you are grown, you shall follow in my footsteps. I will make Angielle a kingdom to behold, my darling. You will never be hurt, and no one shall deny you anything. The people will bend to your whim and will behave as they ought to. There'll be no bad people? No, dearest one. There will be no bad people in our kingdom. I will make sure of that. Ooh! Boop, 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 boop. Now, chapter 7's here. Ah, 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 ah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here, and oh my god, things are happening. Things are happening. Oh boy, oh boy.